Innova Market Insights can indeed provide some very interesting insight, and we're going to talk to Luann to find out a little bit more about what you do and what you can tell us. So to give us a little summary of what you do.
Sure. So we are a market research company. We track industry trends, consumer trends in 85 countries. So our booth is to kind of present the trends. It's a visitor experience, educational experience at the show. So we are presenting our top 10 trends this year, which we do every year at the show. We're giving a lot of presentations. And then also to kind of bring that to life a bit, we also have a tasting bar, and we have some products here that visitors can test, and we can kind of make that link between what we are talking about the trends and how these trends are actually being put into practice by the manufacturers.
So let's talk about the trends that you foresee for 2017. Do you want to talk us through some of those?
Yeah, sure. Still number one, the biggest is clean label. So we've been talking about it for about 5 years now, I think, but every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So this year we're seeing a lot of connection back to agricultural practices. So consumers really do want to know more about where their products are coming from, how they're made. We're at an ingredient show, so also making that link between food ingredients are also grown and made, and farmers make these products. So that's a huge trend. It's almost bigger than a trend. It's totally changed the way the industry works. And then after that, plant power. Everything made by plants, if it's botanicals, if it's seeds, but lots of interest in everything from plants.
And what kind of information do you find that other businesses are becoming more and more interested in finding out?
Well, it's all about the trends and where's that next big opportunity, because what you see is that there's a big difference between maybe the mainstream big products that we've always eaten, but the growth in the industry is really coming from the things that are new. So you'll see that also when you go to the grocery store, a lot of claims on packages. It's not enough to say no additives and preservatives anymore. So as a food manufacturer, I want to know what is that message that I can make that number one differentiates my product, and number two gives a message to consumers that says this is something different, but it's also something that's good for you, or something that they feel some kind of connection to.
Okay, well let's get a little taste of what you're talking about then. We've got a couple of things to try here, don't we? Let's try this one here. What have we got this one?
This is a product, it's from Pepsi. And so you all know, everyone knows Pepsi, but they have now launched, this was launched in October in the US. It's called 1893. It's based on their original recipe. So making this whole connection back to the original product. There's a huge trend, like craft beers this is really like a craft cola. So craft beer is a big trend. So this is their 1893 original cola. So I haven't tested it yet, but you have. But again,
it's lovely. It's very fresh. It doesn't strike me as really being any different to the cola I know, in a good way. It feels familiar.
Yeah, exactly. And so this probably will not be a big mainstream product, but it sends a message to consumers that Pepsi can do. They've been around for a long time, and they're maybe not a craft company anymore because everybody wants to have it, but this just reminds them that they were one of the original craft colas. So that's a really important message for consumers. So I would say this product is almost more a message to consumers rather than intended to be the next big hit.
Okay, interesting. And then what do we have with this one here?
Okay, so here we have kefir. So this is launched by, it's a company in Holland it's a small company that started out making superfruit juices, and now they have moved on to kefir. So everyone's probably seen Greek yogurt now. That was a trend that really started in the US based on a really thick and creamy texture and high protein. And now what's happened again, I mentioned that consumers are interested where their products come from. I've seen kefir promoted as 2,000-year-old product that people used to take in their bags when they were crossing the mountains in Eastern Europe. So it's one of those old-fashioned dairy cultures, and now it's also, you can see, 100% natural, high in protein. So it has this very clean label kind of message, but it's also high in protein, so it's also good for you. It's good for kids who don't want to eat breakfast. It's good for people who want to lose weight. It can be good for you after you work out. So again, that ticks a lot of boxes as well. But you can see it's also has very few ingredients.
And it tastes so fresh as well for something that has so few ingredients.
Yeah, exactly. So these are things that are just very on trend and tick a lot of different boxes. So that's a big thing. So I've already been stopped by someone saying, okay, I'm interested in everything to do with pea protein. We need to use ingredients from plants in our products, so where can I find a nice pea protein? But that's what people are here, to figure out where are those ingredients that help them to meet the needs of consumers.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. That was delicious, and it's great to get some insight into Innova Market Insights. Luann, thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks.